Hello and welcome to the World's RV Show, going on now at Motorhome Specialist, the #1 volume-selling motorhome dealership in the world. My name is Donnie O'Banion, and today I'm being joined by Joel Grimm, who is the National Sales Manager of Thor Motor Coach's Class A and Class C division, and a very good friend. And I really appreciate you taking the time to come down and show us the all-new Thor Miramar today.
Yes, thank you very much. Happy to be here today. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about the features and benefit of our newest Class A powered gas motorhome from Thor Motor Coach, the Miramar. The Miramar comes in 4 different floor plans, the 32.1, the 34.1, which is our bath and a half, 34.2, which has a nice oversized dinette table, and today we're going to be specifically walking around the 34.3 bunkhouse model.
Absolutely. This is one of the most popular models, obviously, especially this time of the year for us.
Yes, it is. This model here strategically fits in our product lineup. We share a lot of the same floor plans with our Hurricane and Windsport product as well. The Miramar here does offer some nice upgraded features over the Hurricane and Windsport. We also have some like floor plans in our high-end Challenger product line as well.
Absolutely. And a lot of the feature benefits that you're going to be showing as far as construction are going to be, a lot of them are going to be Thor industry-wide.
Yes, they are. One thing we do very consistent at Thor Motor Coach is we build a lot of our products the same way. The construction, we believe in building a coach from the ground up, just like you would build a regular motorhome. One thing that we do offer at Thor Motor Coach, which makes us the #1 selling manufacturer in North America, is we make products that are made to fit. When I say made to fit, they're made to fit our customers' lifestyles. They're made to fit our customers' budgets. There's a lot of things different. We have 16 different models now, and we do hit a lot of different market segments. So, you know, we are made to fit. Pretty much if you're a consumer looking for a product, we offer it at Thor Motor Coach. Absolutely.
A huge variety of Class C, Class A gas, and of course, you know, on up through the diesel pusher line. So the Miramar in particular, you know, you mentioned it, you know, as far as floor plans, that, you know, you had some similar floor plans in the Hurricane and Windsport, but what separates this, you know, as far as what you said, made to fit, you know, where's Miramar's fit in the industry?
The Miramar fits in the full basement gas motorhome segment. Okay. When I say full basement, meaning you're going to have full belly pass-through storage similar to what you're going to find on a diesel motorhome. The difference from a Hurricane and a Windsport upgrading to the Miramar, one key noticeable difference is you're going to be riding on 22.5-inch tires versus 19.5-inch tires.
I got you. And then, of course, going to have the aluminum rims as well?
Yes, you're going to have the aluminum wheels, and it is rolling on Michelin tires as well.
And that's standard on all the Miramar floor plans?
That is standard. All of the Miramar floor plans are standard with the 22,000 GVWR Ford chassis.
Okay.
They're all powered by the Ford V10 6.8-liter Ford Triton engine, giving you 362 horsepower and 457 pounds of foot torque. And it does come standard with a 5-speed transmission as well.
They really do have an incredible ride and drive.
They do.
I was in one of these just a few days ago. Yes. Really goes down the road well.
Yeah, and as you say that, you know, there's a lot of motorhomes out in the industry that have similar floor plans, look nice, are priced similar in the market. One thing we do at Thor Motor Coach, different than the rest of the industry, is we have partnered up with a company called Moride, which is based out of Elkhart, Indiana. Moride is experts in suspension. That's what they do. And what they do for us is they do all of our upfitting.
Okay.
When I say upfitting, when we get our chassis from Ford, they're going to go over to Moride, and Moride is actually going to weld all of the steel lateral cross members and basically upfit over the main rail and the Ford chassis so that we can lay our subfloor on a flat and level surface.
Okay.
Moride, they upfit the majority of ambulances in the state of Indiana. I like to look at it as, hey, if the ambulances, when they're putting needles in people's arms when they're going down the road, if they trust Moride in their suspension, why wouldn't our customers want the same smooth ride?
Absolutely. Well, they definitely provide that.
They do. When they do all of our steel cross members, they're going to actually give us less than 1/8 inch variance in height from the front left corner all the way to the back right corner of the steel trusses.
Wow.
Less than 1/8. That is almost perfect. So what that allows us to do when we put our steel laminated floor on is it's going to allow us to lay it on a perfectly flat surface, so that when we end up putting our sidewalls and our roof structure on, we're going to build the closest thing to a square so that we don't have any gimp molding and imperfections in our motorhomes.
That's really huge.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned the Miramar segment being into the full basement. Is the Miramar the same as the Challenger in that it has the larger risers?
Yes, it does. We can look right here in this first compartment. What MORryde does for us in our substructure down here is they're going to weld up 13-inch steel risers, okay, running from sidewall to sidewall, giving us more structural integrity. You're not going to see any outriggers. When I say outriggers, meaning small little steel beams that run off the chassis. Okay. These are going to be solid pieces of steel that are going to run throughout the floor trussing of the system, which gives us the full belly pass-through storage like a diesel motorhome.
Yes, much more height.
Yes, the Miramar from the 32.1 to the 34.3 runs anywhere from 140 to 180 cubic square foot of exterior storage, which is best in its class.
Wow.
This specifically, the 34.3, is going to be approximately 150 cubic square foot of exterior storage.
That is huge.
So that is one of your big key advantages of a full basement model over a semi-basement model.
And obviously, bunk model, floor plans, and in particular, are going to be taking a lot of extra people and a lot of extra toys and stuff to go along with it.
Absolutely.
But it is just an absolute barn under there.
This compartment here connects with the front compartment. So just up front here on the camp side, we've got huge storage right here. All of the compartments in the Miramar are all going to be rotocast. Okay. Very durable material. You're not going to find any fabric or cloth throughout any of the Thor Motor Coach product lines. Fabric and cloth over time, if it gets wet, we know it can get mildew, mold, build up.
Sure.
You're not going to find any steel in any of our compartments because that can rust if it gets wet inside. All of the rotocast compartments are going to have a Zerk drain in there, so it's easy to clean out. You can spray it out, use some 409, water drops right down to the bottom of, so it's very, very easy to keep these compartments clean in the Miramar product.
And I would expect it to be even lighter weight, giving you a better carrying capacity overall as well.
Absolutely, yes.
That's a great advantage.
Other key features and benefits just in the storage compartments here, one is what you're leaning on there, the exterior door. That's going to be a fully insulated aluminum door with a heavy gas strut here, so you're not going to get hardly any flexibility when this compartment opens and closes.
Right.
It's going to come equipped standard with a slam latch as well, so when it closes, it's going to make sure that it locks tightly so that no debris or moisture gets in the motorhome when you're traveling down the road.
Absolutely, and the gas shock is really important and surprisingly not on every coach. A lot of them are just simply a
little strap.
Like a nylon strap. And like you said, it gives, you get give back here and it's easy to forget. And, you go to close one of these doors and scratch this one because it came too far back. So I mean, it's a much cleaner and nicer system.
It is. One other nice feature where we go to the extra step is putting an automotive bulb seal around each of the compartment doors. You can kind of see just on here where this black line is here, okay?
Right.
This is going to create a nice tight seal, again, so no debris and moisture get inside the belly of the motorhome when you're traveling down the road. Back to the MORryde, which we were talking about earlier. One huge thing that they do for us that a lot of our competition does not do is when you have steel cross members and you put a steel subfloor on it, what you get is you'll get a harmonic vibration from the road noise coming through.
Right.
So what MORryde will do is they'll put a neoprene layer, which is like a strip that tapes on top of the steel. And that'll be a barrier between steel on steel, which will reduce that harmonic vibration when you're running the coach down the road, which again will help our coaches drive quieter and smoother than a lot of other motorhomes out there.
No question. Again, I was just in one the other day and I really had a tremendous ride.
As you come down the side of the motorhome here, this will be another storage compartment here, again with a Zerk drain and more pass-through storage. Right above this compartment too, we're going to give you an extra 110 outlet plug, so if you've got radios or things like that, you can plug right in here when you're outside of your motorhome. Coming back to this next compartment here, okay? One huge selling feature on this Miramar is the 100-gallon freshwater tank. It is the biggest freshwater tank in any gas-powered motorhome. You'll see it on this side here, the probes, okay? What we do on all of our tanks, the fresh, the black, and the gray, is we're going to mount our probes on the outside of our holding tanks, not on the inside of the holding tanks. This is critical, especially for the black tank. Over time, as the crud builds up inside, when the probes used to be put on the inside, you empty your tank, you go inside of the monitor panel, and it still shows full. It can be frustrating at times. I'm sure anybody that's owned a motorhome with the probes on the inside understands what I'm talking about. So we've answered that by putting all the probes on the outside. So you're always going to get a nice, accurate reading on the monitor panel inside.
It's a big deal.
On this side too, it's going to be marked 25 gallon, 50 gallon, 75 gallon, and then if it's all the way to the top, it's going to be 100 gallons. So you don't always have to go on the inside. You can simply look right here on the fresh tank and find out exactly where it is on the level.
It's a nice addition.
It is.
It really is.
Right above this compartment here is going to be the optional exterior 32-inch flat panel television, which is strategically placed underneath a patio awning. This is a very popular feature. So when you're sitting outside, if you want to watch news at night, watch a movie, or watch your favorite sporting event, if you are tailgating or just hanging out, at the campground, this struts upwards so that this will act as a deflection in case it's sunny out, in addition to your patio awning that is over top of you here. So again, this is a very popular option.
Really
on the
nice.
Miramar.
And having the extra 110 plugs right here, it's really easy for the kids to hook up an outside gaming system.
As we move down the side of the Miramar here, I'd like to talk about our automatic Carefree patio awning. What makes this awning a nice advantage over some awnings in the marketplace is you'll see it actually has a 6-way adjustable arms on the patio awning. This is very helpful. So wherever you are in the campsite or where you may be camping at or traveling at, if the sun's setting at one area, you can simply adjust this button here and change the pitch of the angle of the patio awning. So you can adjust it for the sun coming up or the sun coming down, and also for water runoff if you're getting a lot of rain.
Nice. I didn't realize they had
and
that
this
feature.
is standard on all Miramar floor plans.
Continuing
down the side of the camp side of the motorhome, this compartment here is going to be your nice large LP tank. And then more additional pass-through storage in this rear compartment here. This will give you pass-through from one side to the next.
Wow, it's another really large bay.
It is. So overall, on this specific 34.3 floor plan, we've got 4 full pass-through storage bays.
Now, traditionally, the Miramar, and I'm assuming, is still available in 2 different HD Max colored sidewalls and 2 exterior paints.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. I'd like to talk about that for one moment. Standard on the Miramar is going to be HD Max, which is something, again, as innovators in the industry, Thor Motor Coach was the first ones to bring it to market. What HD Max is, this coach here is a full body paint unit. What HD Max is, though, is it's a poured colored fiberglass. Most motorhomes in the past have had white fiberglass, where we have changed the look by doing a colored fiberglass, which gives the appearance of full body paint without having to spend the extra money to get the actual full body paint. So standard build is going to be the colored glass, and you will get real paint on the bottom and up on top, so there'll be partial paint.
I was going to say the Miramar comes standard with a partial paint on top of the colored glass, which truly gives it a real full body paint look, which is something that separates it, again, from what's available in the Hurricane and Windsport, correct?
Exactly, yes. The Hurricane and Windsport come standard with just HD Max, and you can upgrade to the full body paint.
Awesome.
Where here we go HD Max partial paint standard, and then we have 2 different full body paint exterior color choices.
All right. And the paint itself, now if you go full body paint, something that Thor Motor Coach is well known for is the fact that y'all use Sickens brand paint.
We do, yes.
Could you tell the folks a little bit about what makes that paint so important on your products?
It does, because as a motorhome goes down the road, it's going to shake a little bit. And what Sickens paint does, it's used on high-end vehicles, luxury vehicles. It doesn't actually fully cure. So that's going to give it some movement, and it's going to reduce orange peel that you get on other brands of paint. So it is a high-end automotive paint, and we use that actually on all of our full-body paint coaches at Thor Motor Coach. Another key feature that comes standard on all Miramar floor plans is going to be the slide topper awning, which keeps the debris off, pine needles, things like that, and then it retracts in and out as the slide room goes in and out.
Really nice.
The braking system. Okay, all Miramars come standard with four-wheel disc brakes. Okay, which is going to maintain equal braking throughout all four tires. It also will stop a lot quicker than a typical drum brake will, and that is standard on all Miramar braking systems. You know, Donnie, one thing I forgot to mention that's a really cool exclusive feature to Thor Motor Coach, specifically on the Miramar, Challenger, Hurricane, and Windsport line, is our Rapid Camp. Okay, what the Rapid Camp is it is a remote control system that controls 5 key features on the motorhome, so you can control them all wirelessly by this remote control. The first feature on it is going to be the light. Okay, it's a scare light next to the front door. So if you're away from your campsite and you come walking up and it's dark out, you can simply hit the light and the light
really
turns
cool.
on, and then you can turn it off. The second
Really
feature
cool.
on here is going to be leveler. Okay, you can still control the 4-point hydraulic leveling system from the main jack pad up near the driving console.
Okay.
But you can also do it on your remote control. You're going to hit the level here, and then you can independently control all 4 jacks, or you can simply hit auto level.
No kidding.
Where this will come in handy is if you're somewhere and you want to put wood blocks maybe underneath of each jack pad.
Yeah.
You can actually lay underneath the motorhome, and with this in your hand, simply put the jack up and down to make sure it lines up with the wood blocks.
Sure. It's really nice to inspect underneath the coach before you put the jacks down.
Yes, it is. Also, your generator. Okay, you can still control and turn your generator on and off from the inside of the motorhome or physically on the generator.
Okay.
But we can also start the generator, stop right here from your remote control.
That's awesome.
And then also your power awning. Okay, you can put your awning in and out. Okay, so if you're sitting outside at the campsite and it starts to get a little bit windy, you can simply pull this out of your pocket, put it back in. And the last feature that this offers here is going to be your slide room. Okay, where this will come in handy is if you're at a campsite and you're in a tight spot, maybe there's trees next to you. You know, whenever you go to put your slide out, you're always looking out the window wondering,
Sure.
hey, am I going to run my slide and is somebody else outside? So this enables you to actually come outside, stand next to the slide room, push the button here, and the slide room comes out. Isn't that neat?
What a great new feature benefit. And you guys got the exclusive on it right now.
We do have the exclusive on this, yes.
Our customers are going to love that.
Yeah, it's a nice, cool little tool here.
And your slide rooms themselves, you know, while you've got the slide out, you know, I was watching you come out. Y'all run a 4-point geared system, correct?
We do, yes.
So instead of the old cables or the ones that actually have a motor across the front, y'all's actually pull evenly from all 4 corners to where it keeps a truer box and keeps things from getting tore up on the inside and keeps the slides from needing the continual adjustments that can happen, correct?
Yep, and it's 2 motors. You have a motor on both sides there, so they're going to run simultaneously with each other in and out all the time. With this slide system too, there's less moving parts, but mainly on the big slide outs. Okay, your belt line is going to be even from front all the way to the back, so we're not actually dipping hydraulic, you know, rams into the subfloor and dipping below that belt line, which isn't going to increase our exterior storage compartments, which gives us that huge exterior storage that the Miramar offers.
And are they electric or hydraulic?
They are electric slide rooms.
That's so, like you said, fewer moving parts, and you don't have to deal with the hydraulic lines and
hydraulic fluids everywhere.
And from what I understand too, they're much easier to get in the event there was ever a service issue or for any reason they didn't work. You know, whether it's fuse or whatever. These are very simple to actually be able to push back in, whereas the hydraulics are literally a 4 to 5 hour process if you know exactly what you're doing.
Yep, every slide room will have its own control box, and you'll have 2 little white plugs in there. You're simply going to pull the plugs out. You know, and these slide rooms can be heavy, so you'll need some help in manually pushing the slide room in. But if you ever get stuck, you can manually push the slide room in. Then you go back over to the control panel, put the 2 white plugs back in, which sets the brake on the motors, so the slide room doesn't come out if you need to drive it to a service facility. But let's hope that doesn't have to happen, though.
Well, sure. Hey, you know what? One last thing while you got this out. Y'all's gaskets are something that's unique in the industry, and I really wish every manufacturer would go to this. Traditionally, you know, they're obviously, you know, they're just glued on, you know, as you know, but y'all actually have a track system that is built into the back of this to where your gaskets you can't pull these gaskets off, and especially here in like Texas, Arizona, and places like that where it's really hot, and the slide rooms stay in for any period of time. It's really easy for them to actually get stuck to the coach and pull off. And the glue gets everywhere. I mean, and it's a mess. This is just a much cleaner application, and obviously, I mean, it's just built to last.
It is, yes. As I continue to move the slide room in, you'll see the slide topper awning automatically reel in with the slide room.
That's nice. And the slide toppers are...
They are standard on all Miramar products.
That's awesome.
We'll go around the rear of the coach and talk about a little feature and benefits on the rear cap.
Sure. Got a great new fiberglass cap.
It does.
Miramar.
Yes, we have an automotive style front and rear cap here, which the front cap actually will tie into the front cap. Some unique things that we did on this rear cap. One, you'll notice here is going to be a rear fuel fill. Okay, the Ford chassis is going to come standard with an 80-gallon fuel tank.
Okay.
And we put the rear fuel fill back here, so it doesn't matter which side of the island you pull up to. So you don't have to wait in the long lines on one side or the next.
Really
you
smart.
can pull up kind of like a diesel that typically has a dual fuel fill, and just pull the hose around and put fuel inside the motorhome.
Right. I know it's got an LED brake light, but also something that y'all seem to really pay attention to throughout y'all's product lines is the height of your rear tail lights.
Yes.
To overcompensate if somebody is going to pull a tow vehicle.
Correct. Yep.
Which is really smart.
Yeah, this light here is critical. A lot of your rear caps out there on motorhomes do not have this brake light here. So if you are towing a vehicle, when you hit your brake, the car behind you or the vehicle behind you may not see that you're actually braking because the tow vehicle's in the way. But we do raise that up, and we do put our brake lights a little bit higher. They're all LED lights, so they're going to be extremely bright.
5,000-pound hitch.
5,000-pound hitch on all Miramar floor plans, and
Okay.
it also comes standard with a 7-way round plug, which is already pre-wired for brake control at the plant.
And I also noticed that you guys have added additional backup lighting to complement the rear camera.
We did, yes. It's kind of twofold. When we were developing this rear cap, we wanted to make sure that we have docking lights on here, which is normally a diesel feature.
Right.
But instead of having the docking lights on the side of the motorhome, we made the decision to put them up top so that they can, flood out and cover a larger area, and also be used as as safety lights,
Sure.
like a spotlight. And also when you're backing up, you could turn them on, and it just makes it a lot brighter. Up in our backup camera too, which is standard on all the colored backup cameras, standard on all Miramars. You're going to have about 15 LED lights up there. So when you're looking at the rear camera and you're backing up, even if it's nighttime, it's still going to look like daytime on the rear view camera.
That's really cool. That's really cool. And that's is that also in a hurricane wind sport? I mean, is that something that y'all are pretty well doing?
That is, yes. That's going to be in all of our Class A's. Backup camera is going to be standard on all of them. Great. The rear ladder here, okay. You're going to have a rear ladder to get up to access the roof if you need to clean the roof up there. All of our rear ladders are going to be anchored in the steel backers in this rear cap,
okay,
so that ladder is not going to rip out of the rear cap.
Now, tell me a little bit about the roof construction.
What we do with our roof construction is there's going to be all aluminum trusses that run through the length of the motorhome. So it is a full walk-on roof every 15 inches on center. All aluminum tubing up there. Then on top of that, we're going to use a TPO seamless roof, which stands for thermopolyolefin. It's got a 12-year warranty on it, algae resistant, has a much higher Energy Star rating than a fiberglass roof does. It's rip and tear resistant, and it's very, very easy to patch in case somehow you do snag a tree branch or something on it. The maintenance is far less than any other cap out there.
And the one that stands out, seems to our customers the most, is when you say 12-year warranty.
12-year warranty.
That's big time.
You don't have to seal it in terms of maintenance. It's just soap and water. Get up there, several times throughout the year and just scrub it with soap and water. So, very, very nice roof that we use on them.
You guys just have an incredible build. You talk about your subfloor, the walls, the roofing system. Truly, you guys are really building a fine motor coach.
Thank you. All right, coming around to this side of the motorhome, this is typically what we call the maintenance side of the motorhome. You're going to find your generator, your wet bay over here. But I want to stop for a second, if it's okay, and talk a little bit about the construction, a little bit more in depth of the Thor Motor Coach Miramar.
Sure.
I talked about the MORI, the upfitting, steel subfloor, things of that nature. The floor structure is going to be an 1.5-inch tubular steel floor that's got a low-density block foam insulation cut out inside of all the tubular steel.
Okay.
On top of that is going to be a 5/8-inch Weyerhaeuser decking board. Benefits of Weyerhaeuser decking board is it's not going to absorb moisture and it's not going to warp over time, so it's always going to remain a flat floor. One thing on the Weyerhaeuser board that we do different on the decking from a lot of the competitions is we buy ours in sheets of 24 foot. So it's 24 foot long by 8 foot wide. So on a 34-foot motorhome of this size, you're only going to have one seam, which is typically going to be between the bedroom and the bathroom somewhere. Less seams, less chance for floor separation, less chance for squeaky floors.
Absolutely.
It does cost a little bit more money buying them in bigger sheets of structure wood, but we feel it's an added benefit to our customers.
There's no question.
So our 1.5-inch tubular steel floor gets set on top of the MORryde upfitting and suspension.
Okay.
And then our sidewall comes into play. This is going to be a fully vacuum bonded sidewall like our floor and like our roof. The tubular, it's all going to be tubular aluminum framing, 1.5-inch tubular aluminum with 1.5-inch block foam for the insulation. The overall width of the sidewall is going to be about a 2-inch thick sidewall. One thing, we take it a step further at Thor Motor Coach on all of our products, and we frame in all of our window openings as well. The reason that we do that is so that when we put our windows in here and you're shaking and going down the road, it is actually braced into framing, not just into the foam sidewall, as some of our competitors do. Also, when we screw our seals in, it's going to create a nice tight seal, so it's going to reduce any opportunity for water intrusion into the sidewall, but mainly it's going to reduce any wind noise going down the road, which will help our coach drive a lot quieter than a lot of our competition does.
I've seen it at the factory. It really is an impressive step.
Taking it a step further than that, all of the aluminum then is an anti-wicking material that's rolled on there. So if moisture for some reason were to get in here, that anti-wicking material is going to absorb it and suck it up to stop it from spreading anywhere into the sidewall.
Oh, I got you. To keep it from ever having the possibility of delamination.
Correct. The top framing, the perimeter of this sidewall here, we're going to use about a 4-inch aluminum tubing that's going to run from the back all the way to the front. So you're going to get that structural integrity in the framing of the actual sidewall. So then we come to mount our sidewalls on. What we do with our sidewalls is we're actually going to screw it, the subfloor, into the side of it. We're not going to put it on the sidewall on top of the subfloor because this motorhome is going to be shaking going down the road, so we want it to flex a little bit with the road as you're driving. So by putting the sidewall on the side of the subfloor, about every 8 inches here, which is hidden with the slide room, we're going to use a 3-inch lag bolt, which will screw into the side all the way from the front to the back.
Very nice.
So then our sidewalls go on, and then our roof structure, as I mentioned earlier, the aluminum framing is going to be sat on and it's going to interlock with the sidewall, which is going to create our perfect square box here.
It's a great build, no question.
As I mentioned, everything's vacuum bonded in our lamination plant. We have our own lamination plant on campus, which is going to be a humidity controlled environment, and they're going to go into the vacuum bag for 32 minutes. Why that's important, industry standards 27 minutes, but we're going to go over and beyond industry standards to assure that this is going to be one solid sidewall, a solid bonded roof, and a solid bonded floor structure. The liquid urethane that we use as a glue adhesive is actually the same liquid urethane that commercial airlines glue their metal, the aluminum of their wings to the airplane. So we feel pretty confident that these the different levels of this sidewall are not going to come apart if commercial airlines are using it to glue their wings together. So who knows? This motorhome may fly one day. Other features, as I talked about, the maintenance side of this coach here. In this compartment here is you're going to get your nice wet bay here. Will come standard with an outside shower, hot and cold feature on it. So if you want to wash the dogs or wash off the sandy beach chairs, it's a great place to do it on the outside of the coach. It'll also come standard with a black tank sewer flush. So you can clean the inside of your black tank out to keep it clean and keep the odors out of the inside of your motorhome. You're also going to have a water heater bypass system. And this here is going to be a place to hook your freshwater tank up, flip the nozzle, and you can either fill your 100-gallon fresh tank or just run continuous water if you're at a campground that offers you that. Then one last nice feature here is it's going to have a whole house water filtration system. So your shower and your kitchen and bathroom sink, you never know what type of water you're going to get where you are in the country traveling.
Right.
But that'll assure that you're going to get nice clean water inside your motorhome.
Really nice, clean, and easy to operate.
Other standard features on the Miramar is going to be a 5.5 Onan generator.
Okay.
That's going to give this motorhome 50 amp service, which will allow you to run both 13,500 BTU ACs at the same time. Virtually everything in this motorhome will be able to run off of that 5.5 Onan generator.
And the generator, something else on the Miramars, I know we're not inside yet, but residential refrigerators.
Yes.
Are y'all putting the AGS on your generators?
We are. We are. Because of the residential 11 cubic foot residential refrigerator feature, the concern may be, what if the batteries start to die down?
Right.
This coach will come standard with an 1800 watt inverter and automatic generator start, so that if those batteries do start to drop down in voltage, your generator will automatically kick on with the inverter and charge those batteries back up so that your refrigerator doesn't go dead.
Well, that's great to know, because that is a step that a lot of the manufacturers are skipping on certain models, is not putting the automatic generator start on. So it's something that you really have to be conscious of to make sure that your batteries stay maintained properly. So
it is, because if you don't have it and you leave the campsite for the day and your batteries go dead, all your food's going to rot inside.
Right.
That won't happen with the Miramar, though.
Very nice.
You'll notice on this side here is going to be the bunk windows on this specific floor plan.
Yeah.
Okay. This will be unique to most bunk floor plans that you find out in the industry. And what we did is we made a decision to put the bunks on the non-camp side, so that if you want to put your kids to bed and you're still out listening to music or hanging out underneath your patio awning, watching your optional exterior television, you're not going to have that noise right next to where the kids are going to be sleeping. So we'll move them to the other side so you can make a little bit more noise out there and allow your kids to go to sleep.
That's really smart. And obviously, too, not having the traditional large slide room that you have to have on the other side to have the traditional bunk model floor plans, you have a slide that's underneath your patio, so you lose a lot of your patio space. Correct. So you gain all that area back. And of course, instead of having a larger slide on that side, y'all just compensated with a literal full wall slide, which is something that Thor Industries, y'all have more full wall slide floor plans of anyone that I know of in the industry, far and away.
We're have the ability to do that because we have more degreed engineers than any other company building motorhomes. So that enables them to design these floor plans where they're rigid and they're not going to break down over time. This slide room here is going to actually run from the very back of the captain chair all the way down to the rear cap of the motorhome. So this is a very large slide out that is non-campsite. So again, it's not going to be intrusive onto your patio space, but it's still going to increase all of your interior square footage and maximize the square footage of this floor plan.
That's, can you pull the rapid camp? I want to see it. That is just monstrous. That is really a massive slide-out room.
Yes, it is.
And your new caps, the rear cap is awesome, but I love the new front cap.
Yeah, what we've done when we designed this front cap here is we've given it a very automotive look to it. Okay, we've added a lot of chrome, which you're going to see on a lot of newer cars today. The chrome headlights here, and also we've added the LED strips here for additional lighting on both sides here when you're going down the road. The chrome here is going to tie into the standard exterior heated and remote powered mirrors that come standard with side vision cameras.
Okay.
Which are integrated up in the mirror. So aesthetically they look nicer, but also by taking them off the belt rail here, putting them up higher, you're really going to increase that visibility if you have an oncoming car. The way these work is when you're going to switch lanes, you just turn your right or left blinker on, and this camera or the other right side camera will turn on, shoot down the side of the motorhome, and appear on your LED screen color monitor.
Truly one of the most important safety features on the coach.
Very, very nice safety feature. It truly takes the guessing out of switching lanes.
And these side cameras, are they similar in how they work to the rear as far as being infrared and being able to work at night?
They are, yes. Mm-hmm.
So that's great. So, you know, again, at that point, they could be used as security cameras. You know, if somebody was to knock on the door at night or something like that, you didn't know who was outside, you could literally just come to the front of the coach, turn on your monitor, and see who's standing outside your door.
Correct, yep. And that's what a lot of our customers do.
Really nice feature. Big one-piece windshield.
One-piece windshield increases the visibility, not having the strip down the middle of the windshield here. So when you're traveling, you know, through the mountains or wherever you're traveling across the country, you got nice big panoramic view. It also is going to increase your visibility. One thing we do a little different at Thor Motor Coach, you'll notice on our windshield, is we mount this seal in the actual windshield lower than what a lot of our competition does, of actually about 4 inches lower. So what this does is, as you're driving and sitting in the driver's seat, and you're coming to brake upon another vehicle or an object, you're going to be able to see closer to the front of the vehicle. Where if this seal was up a little bit higher, you're going to lose a lot of visibility within the 4 to 5 foot range in front of you. It's
very important.
It is very important.
Now, as good looking as the front cap is, I love how easily accessible you made all of the, you know, as far as, you know, checking your engine oil, the transmission fluid, you know, washer fluid, just the actual basic maintenance of the coach, being able to access your main coach battery, you know, all those things were just so easily done because the front is so much larger than normal. Your actual hood that raises up is so much larger than what's normal.
It is. You know, we listen to our customers a lot, and your typical motorhome is going to have a small little compartment. It flips up, and it's very difficult to actually get in there.
Right.
Maybe charge your battery, check your dipstick, you know, put washer fluid in for the windshield wipers. So when we designed this front cap, we had that in mind. So when you go to open up this front cap here, this whole cap here is going to lift completely up, and you'll have full access inside the front end of this motorhome. And then when you get into the front end here, you're going to see our double steel firewall, which is going to protect anybody in the motorhome in case of a front impact accident.
Absolutely, just yet another safety feature, and that's not, you know, a lot of them in the industry are wood.
They are wood.
Steel. So
they'll paint them black. You know, one thing at Thor Motor Coach, what we don't do is we do not overlook safety. Between the side vision cameras, between the steel firewall, the four-wheel disc brakes, all of our cabinetry appliances are all going to be anchored into EGS, which is electronic galvanized steel strips. So everything is going to be anchored into steel. Our seat belts are going to be anchored in the steel brackets. So that is one place we do not take shortcuts at Thor Motor Coaches when it comes to family safety. Well, Donnie, now that we talked about the numerous features and benefits and safety features that the Miramar has to offer, why don't we take a look at the inside?
I'd love to.
All right.
What a great looking home. I love the two-tone leathers y'all are putting in your products now.
Yeah, we've gone to a nice residential look to it, two-tone leather. It's got a little European design here on the armrest here, you know, which really separates it from a lot of the furniture you see in your typical motorhome.
No question. The sofa is what do we got here? Is that a hide-a-bed sofa?
What we have here is a sideways sleeping hide-a-bed sofa. Okay, so it doesn't flip all the way out because you have your booth here. But what it does do is it'll slide down, and there's an air mattress that comes where you're going to sleep north and south versus east and west.
Very good.
Just so you can still walk through here when the sofa's down, but it does become a full sleeping bed.
Great. And then, of course, this booth is a little oversized booth as well.
Yes, it is. It's an oversized booth, plenty of seating for 4. And then your table here is going to be a legless. It's what we call our dream dinette. It's a legless table. There's a lock on the bottom of it, and the table will simply push down when it makes into a bed and sleeping area. And then when you're ready to pull the bed up, you slide the cushions up, and the table simply comes up and locks into place for your seating area.
Nice. And, you know, with more, you know, family-friendly benefits that y'all put throughout your coach, you know, small thing, but really not the cup holders that are built into the table, or when the kids are in travel and you got to tap your brakes, you don't end up with Cokes on the floor like I've had a million times. And, you know, and even if you did, I mean, you know, y'all take it one step further. Most every coach in the industry has carpet under the booth. I really don't understand that. I mean, because that's where most of the stains would happen, is, you know, is under the table.
Sure.
But, you know, y'all are using the full, residential quality vinyl flooring, throughout, including under the booth. And that's a really big deal to me, both of those features.
It is. Again, listening to our customers. You got the carpet in motorhomes where we've completely eliminated the carpet all the way to the front, up into the cockpit area, all the way through the bedroom is going to be full vinyl linoleum flooring.
And even the doghouse.
That
y'all have gone to a molded plastic in lieu of the carpet.
Yes, we have, and it's getting phenomenal feedback so far. Just because you don't have to take a vacuum cleaner with you.
Absolutely.
If you have allergies, there's no need for that. If you have pets, tracking, at a campground, tracking dirt in and out, take a broom, sweep it out, throw some throw rugs down. It really, really makes sense in a motorhome.
So we've got 2 sleepers here. Of course, we're in a bunk model, so you're going to have 2 more beds back in the hallway, and then, of course, the master bedroom. But one of the most popular features we've had on the Thor products over the last year and a half that has just completely taken off, and obviously y'all are well aware of that because y'all have now made it an option on every Class A gas motorhome that you sell, including now all of your Challenger products.
Correct.
The power drop-down bed and the cab over.
Yes, this has been a nice added benefit, having the drop-down bed. And the way we design our bed up top here is we integrate the cabinets right into the drop-down bed. So when it's an electric bed, when you push the button and the bed comes down, these cabinets come down with you. So you really hardly even notice the bed up there if it's not in the down position. We may hear from some customers that, I don't need the extra sleeping, but you never know when the grandkids may come, or you may have guests and family come.
Sure.
So it is a nice feature to have, where you can just add 2 extra sleeping areas, and maybe you have 2 people coming with you. Now you don't have to drop the sofa or the table down.
That's the big thing to me is, you can wake up first thing in the morning and sit down instead of trying to wake a kid up, get them dressed, unmake the bed, turn it back into a dinette, first thing in the morning, gives you the ability to not traditionally, need your booth anymore to turn into a sleeper.
Right.
Yeah,
this floor plan here, the 34.3 bunk model that we're in, actually has the ability to sleep up to 8 individuals. Other floor plans can sleep up to 6 for the most part, but the added bunks on this gives you 2 additional sleeping areas, so you can take everybody with you.
Now, we talked a little bit about it outside as well. Your appliances, what you were talking about. Most popular one, far and away, is the residential refrigerators that have really started to take over the marketplace in the gas industry as well. Y'all have definitely paid attention to that trend and understand just from a dependability standpoint. And then, of course, in a model like this, where you're taking 8 people, the larger residential refrigerators are needed. They always have been.
Yes, they are. In the Miramar lineup, the 11 cubic foot residential refrigerator is standard in all floor plans. Your typical RV refrigerator is going to be either a 6 or 8 cubic foot. So again, as you mentioned, if you've got kids and you got a lot of people in this specific floor plan, you're going to need an added space. The freezer on this is also going to have an ice maker, which is a nice convenient feature. Having the accessibility to grab some ice out of there if you want to pour yourself a warm drink and cool it down real fast.
And does the refrigerator itself have another inline filter?
Yes, it does.
So in fact, like your ice would then at that point, because you have a whole coach water filtration system, the water's actually filtered twice at that point. So you've got really clean ice.
Correct.
In the coach.
Yes.
That's nice. That's really nice. And your dash, we talked a little bit about the doghouse and this being a molded plastic now to where you don't get the carpet and, you're constantly having to clean it or steam clean it. But y'all have really done a nice job on the dash. It just has a great look this year. And
one nice feature starting over here right in front of me is going to be the computer dash tray. Most of our customers take tablets with them, laptops with them.
Sure.
So it's a great workstation when you're going down the road, or even when you're not going down the road. It just simply pulls out like this. You've got a 110 plug. You can do your work, or if you just want to use it as a table to eat a sandwich when you're going down the road.
Yeah.
But this is a very popular feature, and it does come standard in all Miramar floor plans.
And talk about a place to eat. Again, we go back to 8 people to sleep. Very seldom. But now you've added the refrigerator. But very seldom do you have a coach that will actually eat. 6 to 8 people.
Sure.
Inside the coach comfortably. because traditionally, you know, in your bunks, you're just going to have, you know, a dinette for 4. But you guys have really started paying attention to that, and throughout your products, offering this additional table. You know, this that can sit in between us. So you've got, you know, if you want to sit down and play cards, or, you know, whatever you're going to utilize it for. Really makes it nice for the family to all still be able to sit down and eat together.
It does. You know, it gives you that extra eating room, as you mentioned. But you know, if the bunk model, this model here is not the model you're looking for, I encourage you to check out the 34.2 model. It's got an oversized booth dinette that is the largest booth in any motorhome.
It is a monster.
The width of it, you can put 4 plates on it without a problem. You can seat 4 people there very comfortably. It reminds me of a booth that you'd find at a restaurant. So,
and is that the one with the exterior kitchen?
That is the one with the exterior kitchen, yes.
Yeah, that has been hugely popular. Both of those features. The exterior kitchen is great new feature that y'all have started offering. And of course, like everything else traditionally, the other manufacturers are, you know, following behind. But y'all offer so many products right now with the exterior kitchens, refrigerators, the grills. I mean, it is just something that's really become as popular as the exterior TVs themselves.
It does, yeah. And that goes back to our theory of, you know, all of our product lines, we really do make a motorhome to fit everyone's lifestyle or their needs and wants, their budget. We are a full-line motorhome manufacturer that covers everything.
No question. Well, listen, I know we covered the refrigerator a little bit, but could you show us the rest of the kitchen? And
sure,
I'd love to see the master bath.
Yeah, absolutely.
Master bath and bedroom.
Sure, let's take a look.
You know, I'm really surprised to see how big the kitchen is, being that this is a bunk model coach, you know, because traditionally, you know, got to take so much space from your hallway. So I'm really surprised to see, you know, just, you know, again, how large your kitchen is.
Yeah, we, in this floor plan and all of the floor plans, we pay a close special attention to the size of our countertops. You can never have enough countertop space.
Absolutely.
One feature you're going to notice, which is going to be standard build on all Miramar's floor plans, is going to be the solid surface countertops with the upgraded beveled edge on it, giving it a nice high-end look to it. Also, on top of the stovetop is going to be the solid surface covers.
Very nice.
Back here is going to be a place where you can actually take the stovetop cover and store it back there when you are using the stovetop.
Very convenient.
Standard is going to be the 3-burner stovetop with the oven. Okay, and you're also going to get standard the stainless steel Whirlpool 30-inch microwave oven. The Whirlpool stainless steel microwave is going to tie in with the 11 cubic foot stainless steel refrigerator as well. So a lot of nice residential features that you're going to find in the Miramar kitchen, complemented with a high-rise faucet here, which makes doing dishes extremely easy, and a sprayer. And then you're going to get solid surface sink covers with an undermount acrylic side-by-side sink in here, making dishes
really large sink basins too.
Mm-hmm.
And the drawers, you know, these are a lot larger drawer fronts. These are a much deeper drawer than what is the normal.
They are. They're all full extension too, so you can pull them all the way out and have full access to them. And you'll notice the metal ball bearing drawer guides in place of plastic drawer guides, which you'll see in some of the competitors' products. But again, residential feel, stuff that you're going to find, you know, in your own home.
Absolutely.
The backsplash too. When you're in here, if you're cooking on your stovetop, you've got a nice backsplash here, which is going to protect the wallboard and tie in the color with the solid surface countertops.
Very nice. And you know, I noticed that you've gone to the MCD pull-down shades in lieu of the old accordion style day-night shades.
We have, and that's going to be consistent on all windows throughout the motorhome. And also, we didn't mention in the front cap there, you're going to have a power blackout shade versus the curtains that wrap all the way around. So very popular feature today.
And the bunks themselves, I mean, what a unique design. I mean, it's not just a traditional, you know, bunk bed. Y'all are always looking at new ways to utilize the space, you know, and make more out of it. You've not only got, you know, your 2 bunks back here. You know, obviously you've got the optional TVs that can go inside the bunks. Y'all thinking outside the box, now have a 22-inch TV available for the top bunk that you can literally take off and put over here on the sidewall if you want to. And that's where,
Yeah,
this really neat idea comes into place.
Yeah, we did that. So not only is it a bunk, but it also converts into a sofa. So if the kids aren't sleeping and, want a place that they can play their video games or just an extra seating area for the kids, this will actually fold down into a sofa, take the TV off the top bunk, and it hangs onto the bracket on the wall across from them so the kids can sit down and watch TV or play their video games.
Absolutely.
So it's their own little area back here.
I mean, hey, TV trays, again, another little dining area back here for the kids. Hook up the game systems. I mean, it's just a great use of space.
Yep. And there's also
really
a couple drawers on the bottom there. So if they want to, put their CDs or their video games and little knickknacks, their books, things like that, magazines, they can store them right below them.
Yeah. Still have the individual lighting, little storage nook built into there, additional 110 plugs. Just a really nice idea. And I like the fact that you're using actual real solid doors here. So when they're not in use, this just has a much nicer look than traditionally, all you're going to have is a couple little curtains that you pull across. So, when these are not being used, the coach just obviously has a much nicer look.
It
You
does.
bring guests over, kind of hide all the kids' junk that's in there anyways, kind of close it off, give the home a nice look. And of course, this also makes it popular for, retired couples who, aren't taking the kids all the time. Maybe it's grandkids, so this gives them a nice area to be able to have bunks. But when they're not in use, I mean, this is just a great pantry. I mean, it's almost like an attic,
Extra storage.
Absolutely.
Extra linens and blankets and things like that they can store right in here, close it off, and you don't even know.
Absolutely. When they're going to take trips to Alaska and you're talking about big trips and being gone for extended periods of time, you can't have too much space.
Absolutely. Yeah. Back into the bedroom area, Donnie. Standard on the 34.3, floor plan is going to be the king bed, and also standard on the 34.2 model is going to be the king bed. Okay,
great.
Which is going to give you a full king size bed. The mattresses that we use are Hospitality Denver mattresses, which are extremely comfortable mattresses when you lay on them. And then you'll also get some storage underneath. They will lift up and give you an area where you can put extra quilts and blankets and things like that on the underneath side of them.
Very nice. The designer headboard has got a great look this year. All of your window treatments, all that extra storage across the top.
Lots of extra storage.
And I love where you mounted the TV, on this particular model. Traditionally, it seems like, I necessarily don't understand why, but the TVs always get offset one side or the other. This just really makes the most sense to me. As far as, the placement of the TV is up high and in the center of the room.
And we tilt it down so when you're laying in bed, you actually have a direct viewing angle. It's not straight up. Yeah. And we make all use of all of our storage space. So the TV goes up with the heavy gauge struts, so you have extra storage back there, maximizing all the storage back in the bedroom area.
Definitely. I've got a lot of people that have said that they use this like a place to put a safe.
Absolutely.
Valuables and things like that. Just a good use of space for that. Tons of, this huge chest of drawers, again, with full extension drawer glides throughout. Big closet.
Nice big closet over here with a mirror on there. So if you're getting dressed in the morning or at night, you can see your full body. Wardrobe bar and adjustable shelf on this side. And this side here is going to be more of a shirt closet for extra hanging space. You mentioned the bank of drawers. One thing we do in all of our products at Thor Motor Coach is, we pay attention to the functionality of our drawers, okay? One, we try to put as many in as possible, but we also make them functionable, meaning that they're nice deep drawers. So if you got shirts and shorts and socks and things like that, you can put quite a few of them in there. You're not going to put 2 shirts and you're going to fill up the whole drawer space. So this coach here does come with 6 large drawer banks here.
And, the bedroom just has a much larger feel than normal. I guess your slides may be a little bit deeper than a lot of bedroom slides, because you've got a tremendous amount of space, right here as far as you getting dressed in the morning, and even that this is a full king size bed. It's very easy to still get around the backside of the bed. A lot of times you're literally up against the wall. Mm-hmm. And I love how y'all have a rear window in this particular model, just for all the additional.
Well, it's a lot of natural lighting.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. And then, you know, the slide being deeper, you know, enabled you to put in the windows for cross ventilation. Just so many little things, you know, throughout the coach. It's just so well thought out and well designed. You just did an incredible job on the home. Really did.
Thank you very much. All right, Donnie, one final thing on the Miramar is going to be in our bathroom area, given a couple residential features. One is going to be the residential porcelain toilet, okay, so it'll be a toilet just like you have in your own home. And then secondly is going to be the residential glass shower door. So you're not going to have a curtain that just wraps around. It'll be a nice solid glass shower door and lots of countertop space on this floor plan. And you'll notice we give a his and a her towel bar in here.
Really is just a great use of space, just like you did throughout the coach. But, you know, Joel, you've just done an amazing job. We're very proud to be Thor Motor Coach dealer, and we appreciate all y'all support and you, of course, taking the time to come down here and spend with us and our future mutual customers.
Absolutely.
And show them around the Miramar, and it's greatly appreciated. And
we thank Motorhome Specialist for representing all of our products and being a full-line Thor Motor Coach dealer.
I sure enjoy having you down. It's always good to see you, and heck of a lot of fun doing these things. So thanks for the beautiful coaches.
All righty. Thank you.
Hey, folks, if y'all have any additional questions about the Miramar or any of our other Thor Motor Coach products, please don't hesitate to give a Motorhome Specialist representative a call at 1-800-335-6054, or you can visit us online and see our entire inventory anytime at mhsrv.com. Thank you all for watching, and we all look forward to hearing from you soon. But before you buy a new Miramar, or any other new motorhome for that matter, be sure to check the MSRP, or the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Unfortunately, other dealers prefer playing numbers games and price their new units at the full manufacturer's suggested retail price. Then they discount the MSRP a meager 10 to 15% or less, and many unsuspecting RV buyers end up paying too much for their new motorhome. They also use the heavily inflated price of the MSRP to over-allow on trade-ins and trick other RV owners into thinking that they are getting more for their trade-in than they really are. Some dealers even alter the manufacturer's window stickers to reflect a higher price, or remove the window sticker altogether and create their own version of retail pricing, even though this is against United States federal law. Without knowing the true manufacturer's suggested price, you cannot be sure of the true percentage discount you are receiving from the dealership. Always demand a copy of the MSRP, and only do business with dealers who prominently display not only the MSRP, but an upfront percentage discounted sale price without having to ask for it. If you have any doubt about the MSRP, call the manufacturer. If you have any doubt about your sale price, call Motorhome Specialist. Thor Motor Coach's commitment to excellence in manufacturing has also recently been taken to new heights. Thor has implemented the Gold Star inspection process that requires every motorhome to pass a more than 200-point inspection and road test before leaving the factory. The final inspection process also includes a computer alignment, and every unit is rain booth tested to detect any possible leak before shipping. You'll also enjoy the comfort in knowing that your new motorhome is part of Thor's Rapid Response Parts program that overnight express ships parts when they are required for the use of the coach or present a safety concern. And I know you'll find Thor's new Concierge Connection to be a refreshing take on what true customer relations and factory support is supposed to be. For complete details on these incredible new programs from Thor Motor Coach, visit thormotorcoach.com. Motorhome Specialist is not only the #1 volume selling motorhome dealer in the world, but also the #1 Thor Motor Coach dealer in the world, offering the most diverse selection of new and used motorhomes you'll find anywhere, with prices ranging from about $10,000 to over $2 million, and every price point in between. At Motorhome Specialist, you'll never find our new motorhomes priced at MSRP. Instead, you'll find an upfront, discounted sale price that you can easily compare with other products and dealerships across the country. No matter if you're veteran RVers or first-time buyers, just looking for quality information and a dealership that will treat you fairly, Motorhome Specialist upfront pricing will take the games, gimmicks, and anxiety about paying too much out of the sales process. Because at Motorhome Specialist, we believe everyone deserves the same low price. It is this business principle that has allowed Motorhome Specialist to grow from being a small, pre-owned only dealership in 1999 to the industry leader, selling approximately 40% of all new motorhomes sold in Texas. We offer over 60 different models of new motorhomes from 10 of the most well-known manufacturers in the industry. Each are committed to producing quality products and offer something distinctly different in style and function. And Thor Motor Coach is no exception. Thor Industries was founded in 1980. In 1986, they were listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and in 2004, they were named to Forbes' prestigious Platinum 400 list of companies. They are the world's largest manufacturer of recreational vehicles and a major builder of the world's most recognized name in towable RVs. Thor's motorized divisions include two of the most popular names in recreational vehicles, Four Winds International and Damon Motor Coach. Recently, Four Winds and Damon merged to become Thor Motor Coach, the #1 retail selling motorhome manufacturer in North America, with an amazing lineup of 20 of the most well-known models of luxury motorhomes in the industry, with sizes and price points sure to fit most any RV lifestyle. So call 1-800-335-6054 or visit mhsrv.com for our upfront and everyday low sale price that has made us the #1 volume selling dealership in the world. And take the family in style on your next big RV adventure in a Thor Motor Coach from Motorhome Specialist. Why pay more? Why settle for less?
If you think that this is the right unit for you and your family, please contact a representative from Motorhome Specialist. We have easy financing with up to 20-year terms available and year-round sale prices on our entire inventory. We sell RVs to people literally all over the world. If you're flying in, we will pick you up at the airport and bring you to your new RV. Each new RV goes through a rigorous service checklist twice before your arrival. Once here, you will be greeted by a service tech and shown how everything works and that everything is working properly on your new unit. You will also have an RV starter kit that includes a new water hose, sewer hose, chemicals, and much more. Thanks for watching our video. We all look forward to hearing from you soon.